Well, the West Indies made cricket history this weekend, becoming the first team to win the World Twenty20 Cup more than once. Their stunning victory over England marks a huge success for the Caribbean cricket team. With me now is World Sport's Patrick Snell. And Patrick, incredibly strong finish to end that game. Incredible, it really was. What a wonderful weekend for Caribbean cricket for the West Indies, not just the men's team, but the women's team as well, also winning their world title. We'll touch on that a bit later. It was against your Australia, by the way. No, had to bring that up.
Back to the men. What a triumph for the West Indies, Linda, simply because, they've gone into the tournament off the back of, pay issues with their own West Indian cricket board back at base, and they came into it. Not everyone believed they were going to go all the way. Well, they did. They won the tournament for the second time. Quite incredible, beating England in a thrilling final on Sunday. The final over is where it all came down to. Carlos Brathwaite at the crease. They needed 19 to win off that final over. Ben Stokes was bowling for England, and he hit not one, not two, but four consecutive sixes to win it for the Windies. Incredible. And you know what? A real coup, because a short while ago I spoke to the match winner himself, Carlos Brathwaite, and he told me all about it. He also told me at what point he finally believed he was going to win. Let's take a quick listen to the match winner himself.
Sometimes I'm a bit of a pessimist, so to answer your last question, not until the third six that I thought, you know what, enjoy the moment. One run from 4 balls, you probably can't lose it from here. But it's just a matter of backing your ability, backing your preparation. Been doing a lot of six hitting in the nets, and when the first 2 sixes came off the bat, I was overjoyed. It brought the game down to a manageable reach, and then the third 6 just put it out of the reach of England, and I was just so happy that I needed 1 off 3 balls, and from there it was manageable, and I backed myself. Even if I got out, Marlon Samuels to bring it home, as he played a wonderful innings up until then.
Incredible stuff. A thrilling finish, and he was very magnanimous in defeat as well when talking about Ben Stokes. But what a victory for the West Indies.
A victory. Now, of course, England lost. There were a lot of up and downs throughout the match, but they did a lot better than last year's 2020.
Certainly did a lot better than the last year's 2015 World Cup in Australia as well, and New Zealand, when they just underperformed. There's no question about that. You're quite right. But what I will say is this: the West Indies had beaten England early in the group stages of this World T20, and at that point, a lot of people thought, well, they were writing England off. Chris Gayle scored a century in that one, and credit the English. They kept going, and Owen Morgan, their skipper as well, bringing the best out in this team. And this is still a young team that will take great heart, great courage from this. Ben Stokes, I think, he will feel to some degree, he's going to get the headlines, because there was a couple of loose deliveries in that final over when it should have been tighter. Go for the Yorker, don't bowl down leg side and all that. But look, credit Brathwaite for a superb, a stunningly powerful display to win it for the West Indies. Their second triumph. They won it in 2012. They beat Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka. They make a habit of eliminating the host, because they beat India en route to the final. They beat the India in the semi-final as well. So again, terrific achievement from the West Indies, but England can take heart from this, although it'll be huge disappointment as they reflect on what might have been. They themselves were looking to win the tournament for the first time, having won it for the second time, I should say. They won it for the first time in 2010 when they beat, sorry to say it, they beat Australia in that final, Bridgetown, Barbados. So they were looking to win it for the second time, but West Indies making history because they are the first nation now to win this World T20 2 separate occasions. Remember, the tournament only really got going in 2007, was the inaugural tournament. Yeah, great win for the West Indies, the men and the women. Absolutely, yeah. The West Indies women, let's pay tribute to them. They hadn't won a world title before at any level of the game, at the senior level of the game, I should say, and they've done that now. They beat Australia for... Did I say they beat Australia? They won by 8. Can you stop rubbing it in? Listen, they won by 8 wickets. I know. Believe me, as an English follower. But I do want to say this: in the forthcoming World Sport edition, in around 19 minutes from now, we'll be hearing the full Carlos Brathwaite interview as well. So I do want to get that little plug in for our next World Sport, if that's okay. I was going to give you a plug, but you've plugged yourself.
I have. Sorry about that. No worries, Patrick Snell. Thanks very much. We will tune in to World Sport later. Still to come, though, it is the beginning of a new week for Donald Trump. We'll look back at the last week, one the presidential candidate will try to forget.